The year is 1940, and a world war is raging. To win this war, Germany has devised a plan no one could have ever imagined. No weapons, no army, just paper money. Germany ordered camp prisoners to create fake British pound notes that look exactly like the real ones. They plan to distribute them throughout Britain, completely ruining the economy and banking system. However, the plan wasn't as simple as it sounds. Beckett was put in charge. Meanwhile, the scene cuts to a weapons factory. It was a little girl's birthday. While they were busy celebrating, a German bomb suddenly dropped. It destroyed their happiness in an instant. Afterward, we are shown Tommy, the main character. People used to shake in fear at his name, but today he lives quietly in a lonely place, far from the city. One of his friends tells him the city was attacked last night. He says that the survivors are hiding near their neighborhood. The real issue wasn't just the people. It was that one of the women recognized Tommy, and asked Johnny about him. Johnny replied that Tommy was just writing a book, hiding from the world. Tommy sends Johnny away. A short while later, Tommy sees a little girl outside his window. He goes outside and finds a red scarf lying there. He picks it up, knowing it belonged to his daughter. In the distance, he sees his daughter's spirit, playing happily. Seeing her makes him feel happy too. He places her scarf on his brother's grave and moves on. A look of sadness fills his eyes. As he stands there, Johnny comes and tells him that his sister has arrived to visit him. He doesn't even invite his sister into his house. Instead, he gets into her car to talk to her. Ada is a member of parliament now. She works for the good of the people, while Tommy was known for doing bad things. She asks him, "Do you even know what your son is doing these days?" "He's running the Peaky Blinders in Birmingham. It's the gang you created, and he's running it recklessly. He is making dangerous choices, and his life is at risk. If you want to save his life, you have to come back. You need to talk to your son. Otherwise, he will be hanged, or his enemies will kill him." After a moment of silence, Tommy replies, "No, I won't go. I have nothing left in this life." It is clear that he is completely broken. Next, we are shown the same factory where weapons are made. Suddenly, a Peaky Blinders van pulls up, and out steps their leader, Duke, Tommy's son. Upon his arrival, the workers stop their work. Duke's men start loading the government supplies into their vehicles. A brave man tells Duke, "You can't take this. It belongs to the government and is needed for the war." But Duke's friend steps up and threatens them, saying, "If anyone gets in our way, we won't just hurt them, but their families too." Despite the warning, when the man tries to stop him, Duke shoots him. They continue loading the supplies, completely unstoppable. By the time Ada arrives, the robbery is over, and the workers are angry at her. They say, "Did you come to watch? This is all your Peaky Blinders doing." Ada wants to explain that even though she is related to them, she never supported the gang. But no one listens to her. A moment later, the scene cuts, and we see John at the Peaky Blinders hideout, meeting with Duke. He places a fake note on the table and says, "I have another £350 million. All you have to do is spread this money across Britain through criminal networks. In return, you will keep 20% of the total, which is 70 million. He adds, "I originally came to make this deal with Tommy, but you are the one sitting here." Hearing this, Duke gets angry. He points a gun at John and says, "I am the boss here now. Whatever decisions need to be made, I will make them." Annoyed that he wasn't treated like the boss, Duke accepts the deal without thinking. The scene then cuts back to Tommy's house. Strange things are happening there. The doors and windows of his house, which he always kept closed, are suddenly open. He notices a woman inside his house, reading his books. Tommy looks at her and is shocked. She reminds him of someone else. The woman tells him, "You see your wife in me because she was my twin sister." In a surprising twist, she reveals that she can talk to her dead sister's spirit. She says the spirit sent her to Tommy. This means Tommy's wife sent her sister to him. Tommy thinks about his late wife. We are shown a memory from 1914, when they first met in a refugee camp and later had their son, Duke. Back in the present, the woman finishes telling Tommy this story. Tommy is amazed, because only he and his wife knew those details. She says, "Now you must believe me. I am here to tell you that your son is in terrible danger. He is now mixed up with bad people." She begs him to help his son. But Tommy replies, "My days of fighting are over." Then the woman says, "If you save your son, your wife and I will finally give you the peace you have been looking for." Speaking through her sister, Tommy's wife tells him, Arthur wasn't alone that night. She is talking about the night his brother Arthur died. Tommy takes a deep breath and softly says, "Yes, I was there. Arthur was upset that day. He came asking for money with a gun. He wanted to take my car. He was drunk. He thought I was the devil, and everything that happened next was an accident." The scene now shows Tommy's son, Duke, and his aunt, Ada. Ada has come to warn Duke. She tells him to stop robbing from the poor and stealing government supplies, or else the country will lose the war. It will be too hard to fight. She warns, "If you don't stop, I will have you arrested." Duke laughs at her threat and says, "No one can stop me." "Who will stop me?" "You. Your government. Your police. They all work for me. The only person who could stop me is my father, Tommy. But he has lost his mind. He doesn't care about this business anymore. He won't come to stop me. And let me tell you, I'm about to do something bigger than my dad or uncle ever imagined." Ada leaves him and goes to Charlie, an old gang member. She decides to build a case against her nephew. She tells Charlie, "I'm taking evidence to the military court to prove that Duke stole government weapons. But I need witnesses to testify against him. Please give me their addresses." Charlie looks at her list and throws it away. "This is useless," he says. "If anyone can stop Duke, it's his father, not the military." Undeterred, Ada goes to the people whose homes were destroyed by German bombs. She tells the refugees, "I know, many of you saw Duke robbing the Birmingham factory. I need you to testify against him." But no one is willing to help her. The next morning, we see Tommy again. When he wakes up, the woman is gone. However, her words had a huge impact on him. Tommy decides to stop his son. He picks up his daughter's red scarf from his bedroom, realizing the woman must have brought it there. He takes the scarf and heads out. As he is getting into his car, Johnny tells him it's too dangerous to go to the city. There are enemies everywhere. Tommy knows the danger, but he doesn't care. Meanwhile, we see Duke again. He is visited by John, the man who wants him to spread the fake money. John tells him, "Your aunt is plotting to put you in prison. If that happens, my mission will fail. How will you handle her? If you fail, you will lose your £70 million. Hearing this, Duke makes a decision. He sets out to kill Ada. We see that Ada is on her way to testify in court. Duke follows her and, hiding in a phone booth, aims his gun at her. But he misses. It's not that he is a bad shot. He misses on purpose because he couldn't bring himself to kill his aunt. As he lowers his weapon, suddenly, another gunshot rings out, and Ada falls to the ground. The deadly shot was fired by John, the money launderer. Duke is shocked to see his aunt dead. Meanwhile, Tommy, who was driving into the city to find his son, sees his sister standing in the middle of the road. He realizes it is her spirit. That's how Tommy knows Ada has been killed. Tommy has a special gift that allows him to see the dead. Seeing his sister's spirit, he is devastated. Filled with anger, Tommy goes to look for his son. He arrives at a local pub where his son's gang hangs out. When he doesn't find Duke there, he demands answers from the crowd. When the men ignore him, he turns off the music. He shouts, "Where is Duke?" Seeing Tommy angry, many people start to tremble, because they know his deadly reputation. But one young punk, who doesn't respect Tommy, steps up. Trying to show off, he gets in Tommy's face and says, "Turn the music back on. And, because you ruined our fun, you'll have to dance for us." Hearing this disrespect, everyone who knows Tommy runs for cover. The young man points his gun at Tommy. Tommy calmly takes a grenade out of his pocket, pulls the pin, and drops it into the young man's pocket. The man panics and runs outside. He can't get the grenade out in time, and seconds later, it explodes, killing him. After making his point, Tommy finally finds Duke. As soon as he sees him, Tommy starts beating him because Duke has crossed every line. Tommy believes Duke killed Ada. But Duke cries, "I didn't kill her. I couldn't shoot her. Someone else did." Tommy hits him again for the trouble he's caused, yelling, "You shouldn't have been involved with these people." Duke replies, "What else could I do? You made me this way. This is our family business. You passed this down to me." Tommy grabs him and demands, "Tell me the truth. Who killed Ada?" Duke confesses, "It was John, the man who brought the fake money." Duke explains John's entire plan to ruin the country. Tommy then leaves, for the hospital. He knows Ada's body has been taken there, and he wants to see his sister one last time. Johnny has accompanied him. Tommy takes his gun back from Johnny. He knows Johnny is emotional and might try to kill Duke, in revenge. Handing over the gun, Johnny asks, "Why do you need it inside the hospital?" Tommy replies, "The man who killed Ada is my target. And he knows very well that I will come here to see her body. So, he will be waiting to ambush me. When he shows up, I will kill him." Tommy then goes to see Ada's body. Looking at her, he tries to hold back his tears. He is deeply emotional. Standing there, he confesses his darkest secret to his dead sister. The terrible truth he has hidden for so long. The crime was killing his own brother, Arthur. He remembers how Arthur had come to him. Arthur was drunk and out of control. He was aggressive, and they fought over who was in charge. In the struggle, Tommy ended up killing Arthur to protect himself. Thinking about his past sins, Tommy feels an overwhelming sense of guilt. Suddenly, he hears footsteps in the hallway. He realizes John is there to kill him. Tommy steps out with his gun, and a fierce shootout begins in the hospital corridors. Both men dodge the bullets and take cover behind the walls. John shouts to Tommy, "Look, I can make you rich. We don't have to fight. Take the money, and we can all live like kings. Let's make a deal." But Tommy doesn't care about the money. He only sees John as the man who murdered his sister, Ada. When Tommy steps out to shoot him, John realizes he is outmatched. John manages to escape through the horse stables. This makes Tommy furious, but he regroups. He mounts a horse and rides through the streets. People watch in awe. It's been years since Tommy rode through his old city like a king. He arrives at Duke's hideout. In a flashback, we see Ada talking to Duke before her death. She had told Duke, "Listen, I am bringing your father back. He will help you if you agree to help him. You want to be the new boss, and he just wants peace." She handed Duke a special bullet, saying, "When the time comes, give him the peace he deserves, and you will lead." Back in the present, Tommy stands before his son. Duke says, "Ada wanted us to work together. I will help you stop John and avenge my aunt's death. You just have to let me handle things my way." In the next scene, we see Tommy and Duke sitting together, sharing a drink. After that, Tommy attends Ada's funeral. Meanwhile, Duke calls John. Duke lies and says, "My father's men know where you are. They are coming to kill you. I can protect you, but you have to pay me. I want my money now. Give me the £70 million you promised me." Desperate to survive, John agrees to Duke's terms. Elsewhere, Tommy plans the attack with his old friends. One man suggests a direct assault, but Johnny says, "No, we will use a better strategy. We will send some men by boats as a distraction. But Tommy and I will sneak in through the old tunnels." The plan is set in motion. In the next scene, Duke meets with John. Duke tells John that Tommy's men will attack from the river using 3 small boats. He advises John to set up his men along the docks to ambush the boats. Sure enough, 3 boats are seen approaching through the fog. John's men prepare to fire. However, we see that Tommy and his core team are not on those boats. They silently break open an underground tunnel door and sneak into John's warehouse. The scene shifts back to the river. As the boats get closer, the few men driving them quietly slip into the water. One of Tommy's loyal friends stays on the lead boat. He knows John's men are waiting to shoot, but he bravely stays aboard to steer the boat toward the docks. He lights the fuse of a massive bomb, leaves it in the boat, and dives into the water at the last second. As the boat hits the docks, a huge explosion rips through the area. The blast instantly wipes out all the guards John had placed there. Seeing his men destroyed, John realizes Duke has double-crossed him. Duke had sided with his father all along, tricking John into a deadly trap. Furious, John points his gun directly at Duke. But before John can pull the trigger, the warehouse doors are blown open by another explosion. The blast knocks John to the ground. Through the smoke, Tommy emerges with his crew. They had successfully sneaked in through the tunnels. A brutal shootout begins between Tommy's gang and John's remaining guards. Tommy's men fight fiercely. Because they had the element of surprise, they quickly eliminate John's forces. During the chaos, Tommy is badly injured. Duke rushes to his father's side and says, "You took too long to get here." Duke grabs explosives and sets fire to the millions of fake pounds. The money meant to ruin Britain burns to ashes. Seeing his master plan destroyed, John knows he has lost completely. In a panic, he gets into his car to flee. But as he tries to drive away, he sees Tommy standing in his path, aiming a gun at him like the angel of death. Tommy could have shot him immediately. Instead, Tommy waits, almost wanting John to kill him, because he no longer wants to live with his pain. John fires 2 shots, hitting Tommy. Despite the pain, Tommy fires back, killing John instantly with a shot to the heart. Bleeding heavily, Tommy stands in front of the rolling car, ready to let it crush him. But at the last second, Duke pulls him out of the way. Tommy is dying, but Duke tries to save him. Tommy, however, refuses. He looks at Duke and asks him to use the special bullet Ada had given him, so Tommy can finally have peace. Duke cries, not wanting to kill his father. But he knows it is what Tommy truly wants. With a heavy heart, Duke loads the bullet from his aunt and grants his father's final wish. As Tommy takes his last breath, he smiles. In his final moments, he remembers the good things in his life, his wife, his daughter, and his sister. Tommy dies peacefully, reunited with his family in spirit. Afterward, Duke orders his men to make sure all the counterfeit money is destroyed. Duke himself lights the pyre for his father's funeral. And so, with Tommy's death, the story ends.